Great. I have a quotation by Shunryu Suzuki. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing the first name correctly, but Suzuki is pretty easy. And it's about renunciation. They talk about renunciation. If you ever study some of the yoga material, they talk about renunciation in the yogic texts. And I thought this was something really good because when you hear the word renunciation, you think it means to give everything up, like all your worldly possessions and just be kind of like a hermit. But Suzuki says renunciation is not giving up the things of the world, but accepting that they go away. So it's kind of a more comfortable way to look at it, at least from the perspective that I've had over the years. So if you look at things that are stressors in your life and just recognize and accept that they go away, it's kind of comforting. And I like that it's not, some of the sages that are written about or that were writers of their own stories talk about renunciation and how they gave all their worldly riches away and just went out and depended on the universe to provide, which is very freeing, but it may not be appropriate for everyone. So renunciation just being a recognition that worldly things go away might be a more appropriate perspective. So we can allow our stress to drip away from our shoulders and our bodies, our mind. Calming and centering. There is another quotation that I love, and I don't really know who made the quote. Oh, I know it was on the tea bag tags saying that the highest achievement of man is to be calm. That's not always easy to do, but we'll just head into that energy, come into our sacred space, rise up out of our roots, our root chakra, our legs and hips. Become aware of your breath. The life force, the vital life force, prana, is an integral part of the air that we breathe. So we can allow that to bring more calm. When we release stress or some of the emotions that come with the stress, it creates space for our higher qualities to express through us, like joy and love. So perhaps just for a moment, imagine that you're standing in a beautiful waterfall in the tropics, the tropical area, being bathed and cleansed by crystal clear water, warmed by the sun, refreshed. And as you become aware of your muscles and joints, imagine them being bathed in this waterfall, cleansing them, hydrating them, loosening dross, psychic dust, and toxins all flowing away. And become aware of your sensations in your body. And we're still in the new moon energy, so just bring your palms in together in anjali mudra or prayer hands. And if there's an intention you'd like to create for yourself, this would be a good moment. We can affirm in accordance with the term renunciation. You can affirm, I release world and the challenges the world is going through. Just rise above, lift yourself up, reaching for spirit. And we'll reach our arms up towards spirit as our inhale. And open out, exhale down, and breathe. And one more round. And then just place your palms on your knees, lean back, and unfold your legs. Slide them out in front of you. Shake them out. All right. And then come up onto the balls of your feet. We'll just rock our toes and ankles. Stretch your heels down towards the floor. Lengthen in your spine and then reach forward to keep your balance forward so you don't fall out of your stretch. And then just bring your palms down onto the floor and straighten your legs, lift your hips, step your feet back, stretch out in downward facing dog, bending one knee and then the other. And as you press your heel down, tilt your hips up, giving you a supreme stretch. And then come into your down dog. Remember to turn your palms in slightly and your forearms. Just rotate them in a little bit to open the shoulder. And then press the left foot down, lift your right leg up, and bring your knee in towards your nose and stretch it out behind you and then up again. Bend your knee and bring it in. Reach, lift, bend, knee to nose. Reach up, bend, knee to nose, and hold here for a moment. And switch legs. Just lift your left leg up. Give it a stretch. And bend your knee. Bring it into your nose. Reach out behind you. Lift. Bend. Knee to nose. Reach up. Bend. Knee to nose. Again. Lift. Bend. Knee to nose and hold. Breathe. And then back into downward facing dog. Take your hips side to side. And just walk your feet in between your hands. And hang out here. Just let your body relax forward. Knees can be a little bit soft. And then bend. Separate your feet just hip width here. And straighten. Bend. Take in a breath. Exhale and straighten. Bend and straighten and hold. Breathe. And draw in a little closer on your exhale.
And bend your knees, toes forward. Bring your arms back behind you and swing them up towards your ears. Come up into chair pose.
Draw navel into spine. Make your spine nice and long. And bring your arms around behind you, interlace fingers, stretch your arms away, lift up, just straighten your knees, engage your hips and kneecaps. Breathe. And exhale, lift your sternum, your ribs, coming back into a standing back bend. And press down on your feet, inhale, lift. And exhale, hinge forward, coming into another head to knee stretch.
Bend your knees once again. Release your hands behind you and swing up into chair.
And bring arms forward, parallel to the floor. Reach your hips back and fingertips forward. And lower down to wherever your body will go. Good. And if you want to come all the way down into a deep knee bend, just keep lowering down. Let your heels come up off the floor. Lower to come back up. Take in a breath. Press your heels down. Use the strength of your legs to come back up and reach, lift. And open your arms out to the side and down. And just get comfortable in your clothes once again. And circle around in your shoulders. Big circles. And breathe your shoulders up. Back, exhale down. And reverse. Okay. So let's loosen up in the spine a little bit with a spinal standing twist. So just circle around, lift the outside heel. And then come back to center. Come into Tadasana. Strong mountain pose. And take your right arm and breathe it up to your ear. Bring your left hand onto your hip and bring your elbow forward so that your elbow is in line with your hip and shoulder. Press your feet down and breathe, fingertips to the ceiling or the sky, and exhale. Press on that hip bone and come over into a side stretch. And lift back up. We're just going to warm that hip and the side. Breathe. Reach. And exhale over. So keep the elbow under your shoulder, press on your hip bone, and relax all of these muscles along the side. Rotate the shoulders, lifting the heart up. And to come out, just roll forward. Bring that shoulder to the front and sweep the arm down and bring your hand onto your right hip and lift, breathe, arm up next to your left ear. Reach, bring the elbow forward in line with your shoulder and hip. Legs are engaged. Reach up out of the shoulder and over to the side 3 times. So here's 1. Reach. Exhale. 2. Reach. And 3. And we'll hold. Press on your hip bone. Use that as your stabilizer, your support. Reach and rotate upwards. Press down in both feet and lift. Whoops, no, we're going to go forward. Sorry. Rotate forward, roll, and let the arm sweep down. And then just bending, hinging in the hips, just some crisscrossing with your arms. Loosen up in your shoulders. All right, good. Now let's stretch our thighs. Just stand on your right foot. Bring your left knee up. Bring your right arm up next to your ear just for balance. And heel into your hip. Press the knee back. Now bring your hand around to the front along the arch. Hold on. Keep that shoulder up and back, that right shoulder. Press your foot into the hand. Focus on a spot and come into your dancer's pose. Lift, stay lifted in the chest and reach. Dance around a little bit. This is very good. And come back down. Shake it out. Other side, just transfer the weight onto your left foot. Come in for your thigh stretch. Bring your left arm up. Heel to the hip. Pull the knee back. And then work towards reaching the hand around to the arch side of your foot. Come into your dancer's pose. Keep pulling the shoulder back. Lift the chest. And lift. If you fall out of it, just take a moment. Try it again. Breathe. Remember to breathe. Plant that left foot into the ground. and lift. Good. Shake out your shoulders. Okay. So just breathe, palms to prayer hands. And take in your breath. As you exhale, transfer the weight onto your left foot. I'm sorry, your right foot. And lift your left knee up. Open the knee out to the side for your tree pose. And arms wherever you want to take them for branches. And step out. Other side. Start with palms in front of your heart. Breathe. And shift the weight over onto your left foot. Just lift your right knee up. I'm on the thicker area there, so open into tree. And up. Open the knee as much as your body will allow. And step out and circle around in your shoulders. Okay, so for our upper arms, we'll come into our stretch. Just bring arms out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, rotate the thumbs under and back, rotating in the shoulder. Bring the arms around to the back. Try to keep them up as high as you can and bring them in as close as you can. They're going to come down a little bit. And then tiny pulses. So go into where your stretch ends, and that's where the pulse is. Pulse, pulse, pulse. So you're not going in and out, you're just pressing in, 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 in. Keep twisting, rotating in the shoulder. Lift and release. Circle a couple of times in the shoulders. Reverse. All right. And then standing in Tadasana, breathe your right arm up, bend your elbow, and reach with your left arm. Take in your breath. Plant your feet and come over into a side stretch, stretching that tricep muscle, opening the shoulder, bending to the side if you're able, a little further. Press the soles of your feet into the ground and roll back up. Release, come back down into Tadasana, and then breathe the left arm up and reach. See if it'll come behind your head. And plant your feet, take in your breath, reach up, and And exhale over to stretch your tricep. And press the feet into the ground. Roll back up and release both arms. Separate your feet and come into another standing twist. Loosen up in your spine. Move toxins out. Okay. So coming towards the back end of your mat, taking a breath, bring your arms behind you and breathe them up next to your ears. Exhale, step your left leg forward. Whoops, not too wide to begin with. Into your warrior one pose. Feet are hip width apart. Reach up, breathe. And relax down into the pose. Stay lifted in your torso. Reach through the back heel. And breathe and lift, and we'll pivot into warrior two. Just make sure your feet are aligned and your knee is open. If you need to work with vinyasa, just moving in and out of the pose. Pop, just had a pop there. Come into your warrior two. Taking a breath. Exhale and reach down for the bind so that your front arm is going to come underneath the front leg. Bend your elbow and then reach the other arm back. Hook your fingers and then bring your torso in front of the leg, right up against your leg, and look up. Then bring your left hand in front of the foot. Bring your other hand down. Slide your left leg down. We'll come into our side plank. You'll want to slide your hand back a little bit further. Take the back foot on top of the lower foot and reach. And bring your arm down. Palms in front of you. Unwind your legs. Walk your feet in for head to knee pose. Stretch it out. And reversed swan. Coming up and palms down in front of your heart. Then we'll step back once again to the rear of the mat and come into Tadasana. Good posture. And bring the arms back and inhale them up next to your ears. Exhale your right leg forward into your warrior one. Get my pants out from under my foot. Reach and some vinyasas to loosen in the psoas muscles, the hip flexors. Come into your warrior one, your finest expression of warrior one. Beautiful. Reach up, inhale, and we'll pivot into warrior two. And loosening in the hips, some vinyasa moves. And then coming into your warrior two, striking the pose. Nice long spine. Take in your breath. Exhale and reach the front arm, your right arm under the leg. Bend your elbow. Lift the hand and bring your other hand to meet it, hooking your fingers. Now open your shoulders. Look up. And now bring your right hand on the floor in front of the right foot. Bring your other hand down just to give you some room to bring your foot back and lay it on top of the back foot. Slide your hand a little further forward so you have room. Your palm is under your shoulder. Face the side. Legs are active. Lift your arm and look up. Breathe. And bring your palms down. Unwind your feet. Let your knees come down. Come into a puppy stretch. Then lift up onto hands and knees. Bring your knees a little closer and let your hips come down onto the mat. And we'll come into a twist from here. Whichever leg is on top or furthest away, bring that one around and come into your twist. Holding on with your opposite hand and scooping forward. Breathe and lift. And rotate around to the back for your twist. And press down in your sitting bones. Breathe your arm back up towards your ear and come around to the front. Switch your legs. And then scoop the outer arm, reaching forward. Deep breath and come around into your twist. Press to your edge. And press your sitting bones down against the earth and Breathe as you lift your arm back up to your ear. And then unwind. Bring your legs out, knees vertical just for a moment. And a couple of cat stretches, rounding your back and arching. A counter pose to the twist. And the next time you're pressing back, just roll your hips under, release your knees, roll down, and come into your Shavasana. There may be some adjustments you need to make, but just get comfortable in your Shavasana. Knowing that while you weren't looking, the world went away. So relax now. Just you in your sacred space, strong and yet soft. Notice what feelings come as you clear the way. Let go a little bit more now. And start now to return from your inward journey back to the physical dimension. Awakening like a flower, starting to move small areas of your body. Take your head side to side if you wish, and slide your feet together. Lift your knees to your chest. And when you're ready, just roll to the side and press up into sitting. Bring your hands into mudra. Just affirm that you can take time to let the world go away. And then bring palms into prayer hands. And taking a deep breath and exhale just with a little bow forward, honoring your body, your mind, and your spirit. And may peace weave in and out of every cell, every thought, every prayer. Namaste.